no way. It's way too much damage. Stop him with the block! He fell charge jump!
Oh, and he found
wow.
Wow.
Oh, what?
He gets out!
Somewhere there's a covert muffin just applauding this seed.
Holy crap.
Oh man, this is gonna come down to execution in the final escape, isn't it?
Sure is.
Every seed
Our
does.
favorite phrase.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Ori 2021 Randomizer Tournament. Today we are bringing you a lower bracket match between Grimelios and Sloaters. My name is Apple and I will be doing commentary today with Rufus. Welcome to the comms booth, Rufus. How are you and how excited are you about this race?
I'm very excited. I think we have a very good race today, and it's going to be exciting to see how Grimelios and Sloaters both play this. Grimelios, being the 9th seed here, was actually in round 2 of the upper bracket and then lost Apple Tree going down to the lower bracket and winning against Avenged Ruler to now make it to round 2 of the lower bracket. He is going to be playing on controller, and another interesting thing about Grimelios is that he ended up competing in 19 of the preliminary races, so I think it's definitely safe to say he's very practiced and kind of up to date with his randomizer skills.
Certainly a very experienced runner. Facing him will be our seed 25, also a controller player, Sloaters. Unfortunately, I don't know much about him. I know he lost to Shafe in the upper bracket round 2, which brought him down to this match. Both of them being controller players will be interesting to see. No disparity there that might favor one or the other. And we should be getting into the race very soon. Do you have any wishes on what you want to see in this seed, Rufus?
I think I'm hoping for the Goomon still. It's Forlorn Friday. I hope we can get some Goomon action.
Yeah, we got that last seed. Well, at least some of the racers did. And there we go. We are heading into our race. 5 seconds to go until the racers are allowed to start. You want a Goomon seal. I think I would like to see... We had Charge Dash. We've had a lot of climb starts. I would like to see a TP start this time.
Yeah, that's always very interesting, especially because it can kind of lead to a lot of branching paths early on. So here we have both of our runners starting going left, and we'll see very shortly here what that first pickup's going to be.
And there we wall jump. Fine, CGen, be boring. Alright, well, wall jump, the starting skill you get in any vanilla run as well will give access to various places if the runners get some keystones, or just Blackroot burrows if they don't. We'll see. They have a few pickups left to check before they have to make that decision. We'll see.
For sure. And the second one is already a Sunstone.
That could lead to some interesting routing in case they get certain skills that put Horu into logic. We'll see. If CGen is being very mean and sending them there early, everything hurts a lot over there, so they might want to stock up on resources as best they can before heading there.
Yeah, for sure. It'll also come big into play later when they have their clues for the Water Vein and Sunstone. Well, they won't need to worry about the Sunstone clue anymore because they already know where the Sunstone is. We already have a slight divergence from the players here, as Grimelios is deciding to kind of go to this left section, and Sloaters is saying, I'm going to immediately go over to Blackroot Burrows.
Both can be a good play, especially Grimelios will know what these checks already are. If he finds 2 keystones, he can continue. It would not be logical if he does find them. He has one more chance of finding one underwater here. If it's not one, then he will have to turn back and head to Blackroot Burrows, as we see Sloaters doing, and watching a cutscene, actually, on his way in. So Grim will now have the slight advantage of already knowing what those pickups are, and I will assume he will watch the cutscene, thus gaining a little bit of time on sloaters.
Yeah, he opted to keep a 94 experience pickup that was in the dirty water, and that kind of gave him 2 ability points, so now he's got plenty to spend to skip the cutscene. Sloaters, on the other hand, now making sure to take out a lot of these slimes on the way so that he'll have some of these ability points later on. And he gets a quick death, but fortunately he had just saved, so it's not going to set him back too much.
Safety saves are always very important, but that is giving Grimelios even more chances to make up the seeming time difference, of course, as we said. He has already checked a couple of pickups that Sloaters hasn't.
Yeah, Sloaters will eventually go that left route, and Grimelios didn't get anything that would immediately speed up Blackroot burrows, but he won't have to do as much for the checks as he can just kind of go straight through the keystone door. Sloaters and Grimelios both all R-ing out, so they can kind of go back in. It's a little faster to revisit Blackroot this way and make their way towards the dash tree.
Yeah, and fun interaction. Because Sloaters watched that cutscene earlier, he does now not have a slow zone there anymore, so can just run right back in a little quicker than Grim can, and take this orb on a journey up the platforms in this auto-scroller section.
Yeah, and he got a pretty quick drop on his orb there as well, so he didn't have to wait for the platforms to make a cycle at all. That's always really nice to see. Still just small experience drops, so no huge steps in progression yet. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to be coming up.
I would assume more keystones, a very standard sort of start here. This is a very standard seed. They don't have any special flags, just the force trees, clues, normal mode we have going for the whole tournament. So yeah, we have more auto-scroller, and we'll see. Very interesting to see will be what is behind the crushers, as that can give hints to what the seed is planning for our runners as well.
Yeah, on the left you see Grimelios put down a save in a specific spot. He's going to use this a little bit later to skip the cutscene, and we'll see if, Sloater's also putting down his save, opening up the save anywhere, going to go ahead and level something up right as this cutscene starts, which will kind of allow him to skip the entire waiting of the cutscene.
Doing it very late. I'm not sure if he will have enough time to overlay 2 other cutscenes to make it possible to do some blind movement after getting the dash tree. It could, I don't know this setup, so it could still work. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to work out.
Wonderful.
And that's good. And also to note, he picked up the Grotto Teleporter, and this was behind these crushers here, which is actually out of logic. But it's a really interesting pickup because Grotto is definitely an area that you're looking to get to and kind of think about how you're going to get over to the right side early. And this is now an option for them, even though it's not necessarily the intended via logic option.
Yeah, and with wall jump, they can do quite a few things down there already. They can get all the way to the double jump tree, not collect maybe as many pickups as they would like. Lots of those being either double jump, verticality, or other verticality, or blue breakage locked. But it could mean that we see some more divergence, as we already actually do. Sloaters leaving the boulder escape area for another time, and Grimelios heading down there.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting. So Sloater's kind of heading onto the left side here, and Grimelios is going to pick this one pickup. This is the only pickup that's currently in logic, but you can, as we see Grimelios setting up for, put down another save, do another save anywhere with that last ability point he has. This will cause the boulder to lose its collision and not kill him immediately. And so he'll be able to check another couple pickups that Sloaters skipped, but the pickup that was only pickup from down here that was in logic didn't end up being progression, so that won't come back to bite Sloaters.
I wonder if this is something of an adjustment he has made after last race, where there was actually something hidden back here, and he did not come down here, because I know Grimelios tends to, if it's not in logic, not come down here and do these checks. So I'm wondering if that is a new adjustment he has made to his routing, or if it's just a spur of the moment thing he's done. We'll now be heading in the same direction as Sloaters with this towards the double jump tree and through all these checks. They can do, I think, almost all of them. There's one at the at the wall jump tree that they can't do yet.
Yeah, for sure. And Sloaters did pick up a wind restored here. That's not the biggest pickup with the current skills that they have, but that could end up being very big if they also find glide. Now, Sloaters has to be careful right here. He's down to 1 health, and he's kind of pushing this boulder up to access a couple more pickups. And so just got to be careful of these little spinners.
Yeah, dodges them very nicely. We will see Grimelios picking up that wind restored as well. It's, I think, next to this mapstone pedestal. So yeah, that won't be any advantage to Sloaters even. Oh, and a valley teleporter. If they find glide, then that is very handy left side access.
Oh, certainly it is. And here they have picked up 2 keystones, so going further into glades is definitely an option here. But first, Sloaters is going to pick up his wall jump tree. It's required to get all 10 of the trees, as you can see on Sloaters' screen right now. He's got 2 out of 10, so he'll need to pick up those remaining 8 before he can close out the seed. So it's definitely a good play to kind of come down here, pick up the tree on your way, and then, okay, now let's go and check that key door.
Yeah, and with another keystone next to the wall jump tree, I'm assuming Logic will want them to go through Spirit Caverns and up to the Spirit Tree, unless he decides he wants to go to Grotto and skip all of that completely.
Yeah, exactly. Forget Logic. Who needs it? And let's go down here to Grotto. Like we were talking earlier, this is a very dense pickup area, so he could definitely find a lot coming to this area first.
Yeah, Grim already has a couple of extra keystones from that out of logic play at the boulder area in Blackroot Burrows. So it might be even more of an incentive to actually go that route and see if he can make his way to the sea jump tree, the longer way around. But seeing as they don't have blue breakage yet, also the only way they can get to that tree by now.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. And depending on how many keystones drop in the left sides of glades here, that could actually be what's in logic. Sloaters here only has 1 energy and has already spent it, so this part's he's gonna have to be pretty careful here, as there are some things that can easily do 3 damage.
Yeah, being very careful, skipping a lot of pickups, but most of these are not in logic anyway, so probably not necessarily a bad idea. You can always come back down later if you get the skills to do it quicker, or do it at all in this case. Oh, actually going for the Grotto mini-boss. We see a lot of runners not check this because it's very slow. For Sloaters, this is gonna be absolutely super slow because he has nothing except Spirit Flame, and I don't think he upgraded anything in the red combat tree either. So this is gonna take a while, but I'm sure chat will appreciate the violence nevertheless.
Yeah, for sure. This could end up paying off if it's a really big pickup. On Grim's side, we've actually seen a lot of teleports picked up. He got both the Swamp and Sorrow TP. So at this point, our runners have Grotto, Swamp, Valley, and Sorrow. So definitely not going to have any issues getting to the left side of the map once they have some more skills under their belt. And it looks like going to the right side might be indeed what progression wants them to do.
Yeah, lots of teleporters, but still very, very short on skills. We see Grimelios also keeping the Grove TP for quicker access back here if he needs it. Yeah, I assume we will see some... Well, no, actually not necessarily. I was thinking we would probably have to see a skill down here at the sea jump tree, but of course with all those teleporters, they have access to the whole right side without doing anything, which is a bit painful with just wall jump, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And so Sloaters from that slow mini-boss fight we were talking about ended up getting glide, which is actually really big given that they already have wind restored. It's going to put a few pickups into logic, and we're we're going to have to hope that Grim decides to check that as well. As you mentioned earlier, a lot of runners do decide to skip that.
We have seen a few runners be bitten by that pickup so far. For now, Glide isn't going to do too much for Sloaters, but yeah, as you said, left side has very big wind currents that will likely help him there quite a bit. And we see Grimelios heading for Swamp, not going the same way that Sloaters has gone. So completely new checks for us to see here. Will he go up? No, he's going down towards the Grove area. While, oh yeah, Sloaters is using these wind currents and his feather to get another couple of checks that Grimelios so far cannot get. I wonder where he'll go next. He will follow the same route as Grimelios took earlier. Oh no, just killing a few things, going back. Maybe remembering he has TPs.
Yeah, I think he's kind of thinking about, well, because like I said, there's a lot of different options that have opened up to him with all these teleporters they've picked up, and you've kind of mentioned that the whole right side seems kind of open to him. Grim deciding to go for a Mapstone pickup, wasn't really anything there, and now checking this life cell that I think can definitely bite you if you write it off as not an important pickup. So we'll see if there's anything here.
Yeah, Sloaters going back to Blackroot to check these still out of logic pickups, but maybe worried that he missed something there. It can happen. He will get the TP down here as well, so he can return quicker in future, seeing as there is another tree down here we do need to get. Yeah, skipping the boulder, he will get those checks over there. And Grimelios has skipped that life cell. It was only XP, so you can scum that quite easily. And yeah, we'll see where he goes next. There are a few more pickups he can do down here. Oh, going for Iceless. Wow, this is a
this is a fun time is what this is.
Very precise jump he's trying to do here.
It's very difficult. I know that Grim is someone who has speedrun Ori for a very long time, and Iceless was originally in some of the earlier routes of the game, so it's very possible that he learned it from doing those kinds of runs. Deciding it's not going to pay off here, so he's going to go back, and we'll see if he goes back to the teleporter or if he decides to go up past the Ginzo tree and do that upper part of Swamp.
Yeah, it looks like he's going up. It would be interesting if he had gone down directly. Of course, there is no tree on the path he's taking here, but there are quite a few pickups he can take with him along the way. So he might get lucky and find the next skill there as well. We still don't really know where intended progression is at the moment, seeing as so much is open. There's so many possibilities, and we still haven't really found anything, despite our runners going in very different directions from each other.
Yeah, so far it seems like... Oh, there it is. There's the Forlorn TP. So that could spell something. It could also not mean anything. We'll see. Grimelios, there is quite a few checks here. Getting a couple of them and going to kind of be making his way down towards that double jump tree and see some of those checks that we already saw on Sloaters pickup. And on the other side, we have Sloaters kind of going back and picking up these checks that we already saw Grim pick up.
Yeah, collecting the myriad of TPs that our runners do have in this seed for some reason. Yeah, we've seen... Oh, Grimelios alt-R'ing out of that swamp area. He did not skip a cutscene that makes a door close, so instead of luring all the shots, he's probably just going to say, it's easier to take another TP and skip a few pickups.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is like really tough. When you're running around with one energy, it's very uncomfortable because one, like we've talked about, safety saves that are really important, but also just being able to set up for to skip cutscenes with save. You kind of always want to be able to have more energy, and both the runners not even finding a second energy cell yet, which can be brutal.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they get a few more resources soon. This is certainly not what you want to see for going on almost 20 minutes now. Can get a little painful in the long run.
Yeah. Deciding to check this Death Gauntlet area, a lot of times you'll see runners come in here just heading right from the start. Energy regeneration, which will help slightly with the energy problem, and broke the floor there. There's a pickup down in that water, but you typically want 4 health, which he just got a health pickup, so you see Grim immediately turning back around saying, okay, now that's enough to be able to check this pickup and get back out. You see he barely gets out with 1 health and going to continue down into the lower part of the grotto.
Yeah, just a little bit of XP there, but good that he got the pickup just to be done with this area for the time being and not have it kind of weighing on the back of his mind. And we see, again, they're kind of just swapping areas they've already checked. Grimelios will be heading down towards the double jump tree. Sloaters can pick up this wind current energy, XP up here. Just another keystone, so nothing locked by wind and glide yet. So no advantage to him so far.
Yeah, for sure. We see Grimelios doing a kind of a bridge skip that we saw Sloaters do earlier. There's 2 pickups that this will allow him to check. We know that neither of them have progression on him, but he's still kind of being as thorough as he can with the limited wall jump moveset, with which being 18 minutes in the seed is brutal to only be on wall jump. And I don't know too much how the runners are thinking about that, but it can definitely lead to a situation where you're wondering is if the other person just found some nicer movement tech way earlier than you.
Oh, I like this from Sloaters. There is a single pickup back here that gets into logic with just glide. Well, and the wall jump to get there. This is very out of the way. Not everyone always remembers it. Let's see. Nope, just XP. Okay, wow. This seed is really being mean to our runners, not giving them anything to work with here.
Yeah, it's quite bad. And at the same time, we do see Grimelios skipping that mini boss, so hopefully he'll be able to get some other skills that will make it so glide isn't as necessary, but definitely an advantage going to Sloaters having that glide earlier. Well, take that back as, yeah.
Good, very good, Grim, very nice. And leveling a little bit in the red tree so that he will be able to do this a bit quicker than Sloaters did.
Yeah, and that must have been the reason he was going back up, is that he wanted to get back up to his save. He only had the 1 energy, so he only had the 1 save, he couldn't put down another one, and wanted to level up his attack. And you can see how much quicker this fight is going down already. Makes a huge difference. Just a couple things put into the red tree, which normally you don't put a lot into the red tree because the other 2 trees are considered to be much better generally. But this, I think, is a situation where Grim is noting that no, the amount of time saved that I'll get from doing this is definitely worth it.
He also copied his save file before doing this. So even if that pickup had been nothing, he would have been able to go back, reload the old save, and get those ability points back to be used somewhere maybe more useful in the future. But in this case, he does... Well, he's basically forced to keep it. I suppose you could decide not to, but with only wall jumps, would be a very questionable decision.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool... I didn't actually notice the backup save, so thanks for bringing that up. That's really cool.
Yeah, he'll be getting his double jump tree in just a moment. We'll have to orphan the pickup down here. Can't reach it next to the tree. But other than that, I think we will have tree parity back with our runners. Just looking at those skill wheels and seeing all those TPs, that's, wow, amazing. Not fun at all.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time even thinking right now what our runners haven't checked. You see Grim, he got the glide, and so he's thinking, okay, where can I now go with glide and check?
Oh, there was a second energy cell on Sloater's side at the Iceless XP. He did die for it, gliding into the slime by accident. You will go back for it. That's a very good idea. Seeing as they are so resource-starved in almost every sense of the word. Nothing much, not even keystones to their name. And yeah, that'll help him a great deal. Even 2 is, well, double as much as 1, I suppose. And yeah, it gives him a lot more freedom to set those saves where he needs them. I suppose
Yeah.
we do have, with all the left side TPs, I mean, Forlorn isn't in logic. You do need the Gumon Seal to get that first, but it is a very plausible option by now. An area that you can reach without too much difficulty. Sure, everything hurts in there, but you can do it all with the orb mechanic.
Yeah, and
other
we
than
have
that-
seen the tree, or the clue that we got for getting tree 3 was that the Gumon Seal was in Glades. So that could end up being something that they're able to get earlier. And having that glide, they might even be able to make it their way over to the escape. They'll need a little bit more than I believe just wall jump. I'm not actually quite sure. But yeah, Grim getting that far left pickup that was in logic by glide. At this point, I believe he's gotten all of the pickups that glide would have put into logic. So we'll see. And
Oh. I'm sorry, but we have found our blue breakage at the top of the glide vault, as we like to call it. That 2 energy door locked pickup at the top of the health cell. That is a pain to get with this skill set. It is possible with only wall jump, and Sloaters just did it. Took a couple of deaths trying it, but this is probably the intended progression, and a painful one at that.
yeah, for sure. So you'll now see kind of Sloaters had skipped this left side originally, but now that he has blue break, it actually makes it so he can do a much more thorough check through here. So he already went through 2 of those blue plants, and there's one more over here, but he's going to decide to dip down and grab this ability cell first. Should be able to just glide on over there. Yep, gets it. A 4th energy cell, which, oh no. Accidentally touching that spike. That is a very tight jump to do with only glide. But that 4th energy would be really nice because it would allow him to open this door and get a couple of additional pickups down below.
I did not know you can duck those crushers there. Today I learned. Wow. Okay, on the left, we did see Grimelios take a quick stint towards Valley. He almost made it to get to gliding over that spike pit, but then did give up on it, unfortunately. But then we do know that his progression will be somewhere else, as we see Sloaters trying a save drop here to get to these pickups that are now in logic with the energy he has. Oh no, that death was... Oh no, he reloaded because he was, I think he was stuck in a death loop.
He was stuck in a death loop. He got the save dropping down, but it didn't drop him all the way down. It kind of had him stuck in a laser, which is unfortunate. There's no real way out of that except for loading up a backup save. And this point putting him all the way back. But he at least knows that this charge flame's here, and he won't have to revisit all of the same checks he got down. And we see that Grim didn't grab this charge flame, which is a huge deal at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely. And getting that charge flame very cleanly this time, with no deaths. And we'll just be checking these plants again. He knows what some of them are, so he's only picking up the ones he wants to keep, and we'll be heading back down. Let's see if he tries that again, or if he will try and get the XP, the energy cell down there this time.
Yeah, so the first time he came in here, he only had the 2 health, which made it so he couldn't take a hit. We just saw Grim do this, and doing it the same way by taking a hit there, damage boosting down to 2. And so now he'll be able to do it with the energy door, having the 4 energy.
Yeah. This is the intended route, of course. Not quite as quick as the save drop maybe, but a lot safer. And yeah, having that 4 energy will be, I think, quite a good feeling for him. He can get to all 4 energy doors now. As we see Grimelios heading towards what we know as Charge Flame. I hope he won't give up on this if it proves a little difficult. Is dealing with these slimes very nicely.
Yes, and once again, the upgraded attack upgrades kind of coming in handy as he has to climb up this wall, which can be a little treacherous. Takes a hit, but he should be good to finish kind of the climb, and he'll be seeing his blue break, so I assume he'll be very excited about that. Well, excited and not excited, because that's not exactly what you wanted to find getting progression, but at least you did find progression.
Yeah. Going down into Grotto as well. We know there's nothing really important here. Where is he heading with this? Ah, he's just getting energy. Oh, of course. He does need the energy to be able to use the charge flame.
Yeah, this
So-
is another interesting kind of difference in how. Oh no, he does have energy efficiency. I was gonna say because he had leveled up the red tree, he doesn't have enough, but it looks like he does have energy efficiency. But definitely still wanting the safety saves with that 2 energy for sure.
Yeah, and should be getting a little bit more energy down here. There was some somewhere here. I know Sloaters found it here somewhere. At least the ability cell, definitely, and not sure where he found the other one. But looks like he is heading... Oh, he's going for a rock slide? Or is this also a... No, this is a save drop. Oh, no, it's a rock slide. He's setting up for a rock slide. This is also very tricky. We've been seen... Oh, almost getting it. We've seen Grim trying several difficult tricks. I hope he gets this quickly. Yes, beautiful.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. And to note is Grim only had 0 AP, so that was really his only way to do that, given his energy and AP. But very hard trick, like you said, and he nailed it, so that's awesome to see.
Definitely. We've got Sloaters heading. He was doing a couple of plants in Grove and is now heading towards the next plant I think he can reach in the Death Gauntlet. I'm not sure if he's actually been here. This might be his first trek in here.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Oh, gets... Oh gosh, yes. Okay, no, he's fine. That Frankie can be a little mean sometimes and kill you just as you've climbed out of the dirty water. This place is called Death Gauntlet for a reason. In the speedrun, we come here with very similar health and energy to what the runners have now, and everything deals a lot of damage here, so a lot of runs have died.
Yes, for sure. Grim, on the other hand, making a interesting play as well. He is going to come over here and go into the valley entry area, which also has a couple of pickups that neither of our runners check. So definitely eyes on the left to see if anything comes from this. Charge Flame gave him the blue break he needs to get through that wall. And yeah, look at this, climbing up the right-hand side of the wall, knowing that he can hit this plant from beneath, just experience so nothing. They're going to lure this Frankie over and get this check that's also beneath the floor.
We've seen Grimelios pulling off quite a few very nice tricks. Will be... Oh, yes. Oh, that was Stomp on Slaughter's side. I did not quite see where he found that. Oh, no. There we go.
It was on the
replay. Oh, yikes.
Yeah, so he's going to get Stomp, and Grimelios getting this last pickup that's in Valley Entry. So see if he gets anything. But Stomp definitely going to be nice to have for our runners, and yeah.
I'm not sure how much else Stomp puts into logic, though.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how close they are to being able to use some of their left side TPs. Maybe with Stomp and Glide, with, I don't know, a couple more things might be able to go over there as well.
Glide is very useful over there. Stomp helps break the ceilings in Sorrow, but it's still a very, very painful area, and they only have four health. Yikes, talking is hard. So not necessarily an area you want to head into yet. Although, oh, we see Sloaters making the play for Forlorn. Very nice. And Grimelios checking new things as well. We haven't seen the upper part of the spider sack area yet.
Yeah, this one has a couple of pickups. We'll be able to see if he can get through this energy door. I don't know that he can. Yeah, he only has 3 energy. So he's going to go up and break this blue wall, and there's a pickup down here. But yeah, on the right side, we have Sloaters making the Forlorn play. Oh, and Grim finds his water vein. So that's definitely huge.
It's huge, but he can't do anything with it yet. Because you need verticality to get through up the Ginso tree, which he doesn't have at all. Glide is useful, but there's no wind in the tree, so that's not helping. I think he's going for an energy glitch here to get this vault open. Oh yeah, already has one in there. That was very quick.
Yeah, he got it on like the second or third try, so very well done. Just gonna end up being experience, but definitely nice to kind of have this whole area checked out because, you know, having done all the pickups here.
Especially as we know this is in logic. He doesn't because he hasn't found that 4th energy cell yet, but we know Floaters has found 4 energy, so this is definitely would have been in logic. And we find double jump in Forlorn. This is gonna open quite a lot of things for Sloaters, and should give him, it can also, if he does decide to go for the same play as Grim did, will give him his water vein and actual access into the Ginso tree as well.
Yeah, what's interesting to note is that since our runners haven't found the Gumon seal, the double jump isn't in logic, so nothing that puts into logic is necessarily in logic unless our runners find the Gumon seal, but it's still very nice to have. And at this point, when you have wall jump and charge flame and stomp, like any extra movement options you'll take.
Oh, definitely. I think they've given up logic to a certain extent by now. I know I would have. I would just be checking whatever comes to mind that I know I can do with this skill set.
Yeah, so Grim on the right here, kind of revisiting this area, having Blue Break in the form of Charge Flame, will be able to do a couple of picks that he wasn't able to do the first time he was here. So you see him making his way to the first one now, just a Keystone. And then there's another one down here and to the right side that he might also pick, but it looks like first he's going to, because he had triggered the door earlier, he's going to kind of work on the puzzle there to get the shooter guys to help.
Yeah, we see, big numbers in Forlorn. I don't think this was necessarily... We do have, of course, the clue that the Gumon seal is in glades that can be reachable early, but with double jump locked behind that, several pickups already fall away, so they might be grenade or water locked, which might be quite late in logic. So, yeah, this is a very, very interesting seed just from a routing standpoint. So much open, but so little resources to be actually able to do anything with.
Yeah. Now, if you remember the first time Grimelios came through this area, he had Alt-R'd back to the start and kind of warped down to Glade. So there was one pickup period again, and that's going to be his 4th energy cell, which is nice. And you see that immediately, oh yeah, he thought about Alt-R'ing and then decides to kind of go back to his save. We'll see where he goes from there.
I assume he'll go back for that. He did a little Ori dance, so I'm sure he's very happy to have that. He'll go back for it, and we'll see where he decides to go with that afterwards. And we see Sloaters also returning to the grove, the grotto area. There are quite a few pickups locked by double jump here. I think it would be a good play to maybe go pick those up. Even if, as we have said, it's not necessarily in logic.
Yeah, and now we have Grim checking this small area. There's just the one blue plant here, but as we saw, this blue plant has Stomp, so definitely a nice pickup, but not necessarily putting anything immediately back into logic. So he's going to Alt-R now. I wonder if he's going to head over... Well, yeah, I'm not actually sure where his plan is next. So he's going to go down to the teleporter, and we'll see where he goes.
Yeah, we see Sloaters putting in a map stone. I don't know if he's down here in Blackroot Burrows because... Oh yeah, keeps going. I was thinking maybe just because it's an easy mapstone to reach, but he does seem to be going towards his grenade tree. He has Stomp, of course, to break this floor, and 4 ability cells, so that should be fine to get into the area with a zombie.
Now, what was significant is on that map 1, he found clean water, actually. So that could lead to something huge as well, but deciding while he's down in this area, yeah, like you said, he's got the Stomp and he can make it through those lasers by glitching them out. Now this next part is going to be pretty tough with just double jump and feather, so I'm excited to see how he tackles this.
This is possible with only double jump. It is pretty tight. Another tight trick we see on the other side, Grimelios getting dash plant with with just wall jump and glide. Again, in logic, not fun to do, as many things have been in this seed. And
Yeah, and he got it
heading
first try, which
down.
is really impressive.
This is fun. Both runners heading towards the same area, although Grim has a skill less than Sloaters, so it will be even harder for him to do this. I do believe it is possible, but we'll see how he does with that.
Yeah, Sloaters on the meantime having to get past this bird, which is being a little bit of a bully, but yeah, with Stomp, Charge Flame, able to take the bird out. He's going to put down a safe here and set up for another cutscene glitch. Grimelios, on the other hand, he's now going through his laser section, so super tight like we've mentioned, and he gets up past the first part. Can he get past the second part? Yes, with glide it's enough, so awesome job done there by Grimelios.
Grimelios has been pulling off several very, very cool tricks that are not easy by any... Oh, and finds grenade. Sloaters skipped this pickup.
Yeah, and that could be huge if we see something that's grenade locked. So Grimelios deciding to keep that, which unfortunately means he has to redo the section, but as we've seen, he's got the execution to be able to do it, nails it first try again, and he's going to be up to go towards his grenade tree.
Wow, so this is interesting. We now have clean water on one side and grenade on the other. There are clean water and grenade locked pickups in Glades, which I'm still trying to puzzle out this logic a little bit. So clean water might lead us to... Ah, there we go. There's the Grimelios
yes.
skill. So now double jump is in logic, and that was locked behind clean water. This is one heck of a seed.
Yeah, and kind of talking about the things that one runner has and the other runner doesn't. Now, Sloaters has double jump, but Grimelios has the water vein. So if Sloaters was to go up there and to find that water vein, he would be able to make it up the Ginzo tree now that he has double jump, whereas Grimelios can't really do anything with that water vein yet.
Yeah, and we see Sloaters kind of leaving that area out to dry. It's understandable. It's a bit out of the way. Might be heading there now, trying to get there maybe with from the swamp side, but he's kind of orphaned that area so far. We'll see where he goes from here, but if he does get that, it should be a bit of an advantage to him until Grimelios finds something else, or maybe decides to go to Forlorn as well.
Yeah, and it could be that he's deciding not to go there, not having the Gumon Sill, which we know is behind clean water, which is in logic if he can find the map stone. I don't actually remember where Sloaters picked up that map stone, so I'm not sure where Grim would have to check to find that.
He does have one in inventory. He would just need to put it in somewhere, and he's
you're right.
not heading towards one. No, you need to go in the other direction, Grim. There's no map here. Go, turn back. No, okay, can of course not hear me. Any shouting I do at him will not help, as we see a very nice number of XP on Sloater's side. He is going towards where we know the water vein is. No, he is not. Okay. Oh, and we found Dash on Grimelios' side. Wow.
Yes, that's huge. That is going to open up a lot and make a lot of these other checks that Grim is having to do a lot quicker.
Yeah, this is a huge time save in some aspects for Grimelios. I know he is capable of doing dash ramps up Ginso. I don't know if he wants to do that. He is? No, he's not heading. He's heading back away from Swamp. But that would be an alternate way for him to get up to the Ginso tree and the Bash tree inside it. And there's Sloater's water vein, so he now has the more logical access to that.
On the other hand, Grim put in his map stone, so he's able to get that clean water. We'll see what that leads to. First, he's saying, okay, I've got Dash, and so I can do a couple more checks down here in this laser area that I couldn't do before. So he's going to take one more dip down a little farther in Black Root Burrows, and we'll see what he gets. Oh, he does also have grenades, so I'm curious to see kind of how many checks he does while he's down here.
Yeah, for him, all of this is in logic, with dash, stomp to break the floor, and the grenade to open all these lantern-locked doors. All of this is in logic. With the clean water, even the Lost Grove long swim is in logic. I'm not sure if you'll want to be doing that, but we'll see, yeah. And Sloaters is heading back to Swamp. I assume he will be heading into Ginso now. It would be probably the play I would make in his place.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly reasonable. Grim picking up another map stone, so that is definitely an advantage he has over Sloaters if that contains something else that's important. 2 more map
And
stones.
another one!
But yeah, Sloaters making the play to go towards the Ginzo tree, which, while having a lot of pickups that he can now do for the first half of the Ginzo tree, it also leads to one of the skill pickups, which will be nice to have. The clue won't come much into play here, as our runners already have all 3 dungeon keys, as well as all the left side teleport access. So really getting all the things except for skills in this seed.
Yeah, it's a very, very different way, I feel, of setting up a seed than we usually see. We usually see skills early and searching for water veins or sunstones late into the logic. But in this case, yeah, they have everything they could wish for, at least map logistically wise. But yeah, we'll see. So far, nothing much in Ginso. The denser areas are yet to come, but very small XP numbers here as well.
Yeah, and Grim got that Gumon still, deciding to do a couple extra pickups. We'll see if that triggers him to go to Forlorn at all, or if he wants to make other pickups in other places first. And yes, indeed, he is going to make the trek to Forlorn, so happiness awaits him there in the form of double jump.
Yeah, and with double jump and dash, he should be a very, very happy camper and ready to face anything that the Ginso tree can throw at him. We'll see how long it takes until they decide that they have enough to get to left side. Of course, still missing that bash pickup, but there are ways of traversing left side without it. Even skipping the kill plane or breaking the rocks to get rid of it the normal way and heading up into Sorrow would be possible. I don't know how comfortable our runners are with that, but if you were to see yourself in a little bit more of a lumberjack mode with that double jump and dash, it certainly would be possible.
Yes, for sure. On the right side, Sloaters was able to take out his Ginzo mini-boss. Gets a couple more keystones here, and just going to go up and put them in this door. A couple more pickups left that he can get in the Ginzo tree. So see if one of them ends up paying out, if this is where the seed was expecting them to go or not.
Yeah, with his skills, he can only get the tree itself. Nope, just XP. So this really was, unless the seed wants them to return here later, just for the tree. And we see Grimelios making the same trek. He will be a little bit behind, but up in skills, so this should be pretty quick for him with the dash.
Yeah, for sure. And there wasn't anything huge here, but I definitely understand it. I think, like you kind of mentioned, this definitely would have been the play I would have made given these skills. So he decides to kind of jump out of Forlorn early, say, yeah, I got what I came here for. I got my double jump, and it's time to go to the Ginzo tree.
Very understandable play on his part. No one wants to spend too much time in Forlorn, as much as the community loves it. Yeah, we see Sloaters still looking for his progression and left side access. We know he won't find it here, unfortunately. Oh no, is trying to get to the Brainwork Stomp tree. We'll need to redirect some form of shot, either from the spider or from this friendly frog here, without taking a hit himself.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a tough redirect with only Charge Flame.
especially with the... I think it's easier with the spider shot than... Yeah, reloading, gonna try again. Ouch. Oh, spikes hurt, yes.
Yeah, and with just that 4th health, there's not much you can do if you take 1 point of damage. All of a sudden, those spikes are lethal.
Yeah, and we saw Grimelios also dispatching his mini-boss with relative ease. Again, he has quite a few more skills than Sloaters does by now. So, grenade and dash, making that pretty quick for him. And yeah, he's catching up on Sloaters tree-wise now, taking a lot less time in the Ginso tree than his opponent did. And I wonder where he'll go next.
Yeah, so now he's got that kind of shot. It's still tricky to do it with the spider shot, but like you said, it's definitely much easier, and the angle is just slightly off on that one. So he'll go over here and he'll grab another shot. Definitely not too bad. See if he can get it this time. I actually like the height of this a lot better. Yeah, and no problem getting it. So very nice job done there by Sloaters.
Yeah, and having clean water doesn't need to worry about breaking the next ceiling. Can just swim through the longer way. Maybe check the swamp swim pickups, I don't know. Or just head to the stomp tree as we see Grimelios following him a little bit quicker due to that dash.
Yeah, and really important to note is that Dash was actually on the other entryway to Swamp. So Sloaters coming down this way, while he couldn't have made it through to Swamp the other way, it maybe is indicative that he's less likely to... Actually, what am I saying? He can just go and pick it up right now. Forget everything I'm saying. This is good for Sloaters because if he just goes to the left here, which he's doing, he will also find his dash. And that's going to put our runners at a very close position, with both of them having the same skills and also the same trees done and heading into the same areas right now.
Yeah, we do still have the grenade advantage on Grimelios' side, but that shouldn't do too much speed-wise unless we do find Bash, giving Grimelios those Bash grenades that open pretty much the whole map. But yeah, we don't have that yet, so far, pretty much skill and tree parity. We've seen... This has been a very, very slow seed so far. It's quite astounding that despite the routing differences we've seen, they're still very, very close here.
Yeah, this has been super rough for sure. Gonna pick up our 7th tree, which means that all we have left is those left side trees in the final escape, which definitely is a big ask given what we currently have. So our runners are still kind of looking for anything to help them out with that. And there's Climb.
Not that useful on its own, but definitely a nice find, simply to... If we do find charge jump, of course Grimelios will be having the coveted grenade jumps, but even without it, Sloaters would be very happy with that, giving him other forms of wall breakage and a lot of verticality.
Okay, and Sloaters deciding to go right... both of them deciding to go to the left side here. Sloaters, it looks like maybe he wants to get this kill plane skip. Grimelios also going for it. We'll see.
Grimelios has already been here. I think he's already watched it. I'm
I
not
must have missed that.
sure. I know he's been here. I'm not sure if it actually registered as the cutscene playing. But it looks like it has, because he is going around the long way.
Yeah, and there's a couple checks he can do. So if Sloaters kind of decides to skip that right side, he's going to skip charge jump, and that is something that he definitely needs. Given that you kind of mentioned it, we've got Climb, we've got Grenade, Grimelios also had Grenade Jump, and this has to be the thing that he was looking for in this season.
Yeah, I think Grimelios is most certainly in go mode now. A little bit painful here without the spider to rocket jump off of. Nope, he's fine. Oh, but yeah, a lucky thing for Grimelios that he was actually here before and wasn't able to do what he planned to do. And Sloaters, unfortunately, usually skipping this cutscene skipping the kill plane is a time save, but in this case will cost him greatly.
Yeah, for sure. Grimelios at this point, with that grenade and the charge jump advantage over Sloaters, is really big. And I think we'll have to see whether Sloaters decides to check over on that right side, or if he's just going to go up to Sorrow or do a play like that. But as we can see currently how it is, both runners with the same amount of trees going towards the same areas at the same time. So this is still very exciting to see.
Yeah, though we do give the edge to Grimelios now, this is still currently absolutely neck and neck. Floater's having to reload. It's good that he remembered to do that. He cannot save after having skipped that kill plane, and we've seen quite a few runners go deep into Misty and then either remember and have to reload from there or die and have to do everything again. So that's very good play from him to remember that. We'll be a little behind Grimelios now, but it shouldn't be too much of a difference here yet.
Yeah, 5 health, no save Misty is definitely not something that our runners will want to do, especially with the limited skills of the Sloaters has. So this part's going to be a little tricky. We'll see how he decides to get up here. Yep, uses a rocket jump. I love it. And then going to, yep, one more rocket jump to get some height off of that slime. And yeah, very cleanly made it past some of those tricky sections, given that he doesn't have the charge jump that Grimelios has.
Yeah, we see he's still checking pickups here. Grimelios has started skipping them. See here again, leaving behind that XP. I think Grimelios is now in full go mode. He has everything he needs to finish this seed, and Sloaters unfortunately missing that charge jump. I think even without the grenade, that would have been a go mode of sorts for him as well. So he's still checking things, and that will cost him more time, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. It might pay off if there's another pickup. Really, the biggest thing we'd be looking for is Bash at this point, since we know it's not going to be charge jump. And so far he's getting a lot of experience, so that's definitely helped with levels and kind of climbing up the skill tree a little bit more. But Grimelios, on the other hand, he's made his way over to Sorrows, has broken down the first wall and just has to make it down this one little section to get to his last skill tree.
He is still on 5 HP, and I don't think he has Ultra Defense yet, so he does still have to be careful here. But yeah, this is definitely a go mode for him. We can see him speeding through most of this.
Yeah, and look at this, making through this area with, like you said, without even taking any hits. That's super impressive. Very well executed by Grimelios. Great to see, and this will be his 10th tree, and all that's left for him is the final escape. Sloaters, on the other hand, down to 9 trees, and we'll see where he decides to go next.
For him, Sorrow is possible as well. It is, yeah, he will be going there. I think the trees aren't necessarily the problem here. It is that one room in the final, or well, really 2 rooms, both the lantern room and the elemental room are hard without the verticality that Grimelios now has.
Yeah, for sure. Charge jump definitely being the kind of differing factor there. But Sloaters, he's going to have an even tougher challenge to get through going through this area. Let's see how he gets it. No damage on those first spikes. Was able to destroy that given his stomp. He's going to make the check here. As we mentioned, he's still kind of... Well, actually, I'm not sure if he has a way to get up there. Oh, he's got triple jump. What am I talking about? So he gets up there. He gets an attack upgrade. Not exactly what he's looking for, but gonna make his way on. Yep, does the exact same rocket jump, and
yeah, with the double jump and the dash, he's fine here. Like I said, trees not necessarily the problem here for Sloaters. I don't know how comfortable he is with this kind of escape. It's possible. There are worse escapes, surely, but this is still not great. And on the left, we see Grimelios going for violence rather than our beloved door warp.
Yeah, he's got a really cool setup here where he lures out the 2 motor shots from the wall and then touches the ground to spawn the mini boss, the mini boss right when the shots hit, dealing a ton of damage. So look how cleanly this is done. Just given 1 charge flame and 1 charge jump. Actually, he doesn't even use the charge flame. Very nice.
I'll need to learn that setup. That looked really cool and very speedy. I think that was a 1 cycle. Yeah, he's off to his final escape. Not not completely easy, but I don't think he'll have much trouble with this. He does have ultra defense by now, so even a nibble from the fish should be fine. Yeah, getting through the lantern room without any trouble, smashing this wall down, taking a hit in the fire. 2 health is, I think, too little. Oh no, what am I saying?
we have
They
clean
have
water,
clean water,
yeah.
of course. This is completely fine. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get attacked by a fish. Sea Flame is very good for that and can just glide up here. Yep. And will he do the final grenade jump? We will see. He is setting up for it, yes, so let's see how many tries that takes him.
Yeah, so setting up for this final grenade jump.
Ooh.
Not getting it yet, but making sure to get the right position for it. And there it is. Gets him through nice, and that'll get him through here in first place. So GG to Grimelios.
Yeah, and with that cutscene skip at the end, definitely still under an hour. Very nice time for a seed like this. We did see Sloaters start heading towards Horu, while Grimelios was in the escape, has decided to leave again, unfortunately, seeing that it is very hard to even get to Horu like this.
Yeah, and he's decided
probably
to do...
realizing that he doesn't have the skills he needs to finish this.
Yeah, look like he's going for a rocket jump setup there. Going to continue to do a couple more checks here in the valley area, and I'm just hoping he goes over and finds that charge jump, because that would be exactly what he needs.
Yeah, but that is out of the way. I would assume that he's not gonna go in that direction. As we see, Grimelios has finished now. He has a time of 58:31. As we said, a very respectable time for a seed of this caliber. It really wasn't nice to our runners here.
Yeah, you are totally correct. And here we have Sloaters. Yeah, he's going into Sorrow's Pass, so this is a pick-up dense area. I think this makes sense a lot as a play, and we'll see if there's anything that kind of can compensate for what he needs here.
I mean, the only other option he has to find would be the bash pickup, which can, with all the TPs we have, be basically anywhere on the map.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
It was never anything that was locking progression anywhere. Usually you would have that, but in this case, it's a very hard thing to find. So, yeah, we'll see. This is, again, as you said, a very good idea going up here. There are a lot of pickups here. So, we'll see. He does know that Grimelios has finished before him. We'll see if he wants to continue searching or not. We'll leave him be for now. We have got Grimelios on deck for an interview. Let's pull him in. Hello, Grimelios. GG on that.
Thank you.
That was quite a rough seed, wasn't it? You had nothing for the longest time.
Yeah, that seed was a training exercise in following logic, in my opinion. That's the only way I knew how to do anything.
Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. I think you didn't quite follow the logic, but you did do a lot of those things the way they were supposed to be. How did you feel having to go like almost everywhere with all those TPs to find what you're finally looking for in the end?
Well, I actually felt fine. I mean, it was slow compared to most seeds, but I knew that I was playing about as efficiently as I could. Like, in the early game, it wasn't just that, like, I strictly wanted to follow logic for the sake of it. Like, I knew that Sloaters would have had no way of getting ahead of me unless his execution was cleaner. Like, we were just so starved. We had, like, no keys, we had no maps, we had no skills forever. Even energy was super limited, so I couldn't skip some cutscenes. So I felt fine about it. I was just trying to make sure that I was really carefully following logic because I was so desperate for skills.
You did a wonderful job with that as well. I do have one question that you went to Valley at some point and Alt-R'd pretty quickly, but you did watch the cutscene of the kill plane, and so couldn't skip it when you returned there. We saw Sloaters do. You went there almost at exactly the same time, but Sloaters was able to skip the kill plane and thus has not found charged jump so far. What was going through your head when you found that?
There was a few things. The first time I went to Valley, I had no ability to skip the kill plane, I don't think. The reason that I went there is that I knew I had Glide and Wind restored, and I know there's that ability cell, the one that we normally get in all skills and fast stoplights. That was, I thought in logic, but I didn't remember, and then I Alt-R'd because I didn't think I could get over there without taking a bunch of damage. With double jump I could have, but not with the skills I had at the time. That's why I Alt-R'd. I also didn't remember after the fact whether the kill plane would have come back or not, which is why when I went back there again, I kind of tried to set up for it and then realized I had to go the long way around, but it led to charge jump, so I mean that's pretty lucky.
Yeah, definitely a key moment in that race. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is we saw you going through for a lot of like really, I would say, highly technical and impressive tricks early on with stuff like rock slide, and I'm just curious, kind of how comfortable are you with these, I guess, minimalist movesets?
Generally, I'm pretty comfortable. There are a few spots where, like, maybe if I had to go through some sections of Sorrow or Valley without certain skills, I might struggle with some of the damage boosts. But Rock Slide, in practice, I usually get first try. I think it's relatively easy with some practice. The fear, after a while, was finishing the final escape. Specifically getting through the Lantern Room and the Fire Room with the Elemental was going to be really difficult, so I knew I needed some extra form of verticality, which would have been either Bash or Charge Jump, and then luckily I found it. That's why I was continuing to check some pickups along my way to trees, but I wasn't checking everything. It was a tricky situation. I was kind of hoping I would stumble upon it, and it's really lucky that I did.
Yeah, you were very fortunate there. As we see, Sloaters still is on the search for anything that will make his escape a little easier. As you said, it's just painful. I think it's doable, but not something you really want to do. So yeah, you will progress into the next round of our brackets. We don't know against who yet, of course. How do you feel about the upcoming tourney so far?
Well, I feel fine about it. My stance is the same as it was at the start of the tournament, which is I have no aspirations of winning. The top players are just too good for that. But I was always hoping to win a few matches, which I've already done. I want to say, if memory serves, that my next match is against either Liftoff or Halcyon. I might be wrong about that. But
yes, I think that's true.
Yeah, both of those opponents are really scary. That said, you know, Randomizer's Randomizer. I'm just going to try to show up and play as cleanly as I can, and I just have to hope that, you know, my opponent makes a mistake or I have slightly better execution. I don't think there's any, like, particular way that I have to prepare. I just have to keep practicing, keep playing well.
I'm sure you will do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sloaters actually just picked up an extra double jump, so that will give him his 4th double jump. So, still not quite the verticality which he's looking for, but we'll see if he can make something work with it.
I'm really curious to see where Bash is in this seed. We know all other skills so far, and it's unfortunately still highly unlikely that he will find Charge Jump anytime soon. So Bash is probably his best hope, but the map is big, and yeah, who knows where that's hiding.
Yeah. So I guess just one last congratulations to Grimelios, and good job on the run. It was definitely very tough, and you made awesome work of it.
Thank you very much.
Now, we talked about this a little earlier with Dash being in logic, that now Sloaters has a couple picks, and he's deciding to go up this very tough section on the right wall, but damage boosting up it, able to get one check. It's just an attack upgrade, so not exactly what he needs. And he's starting to go up the purple tree, maybe saying, okay, I just need to get sense, which will allow me to hopefully find one of these power pickups a little easier.
And of course, we have to remember he doesn't have grenade. So anything lower than this in Lost Grove will be inaccessible to him, as well as any other grenade-locked pickups. And he's just left Blackroot Burrows again. We know grenade was next to the grenade tree. It didn't get very far, the seed, so he won't be finding that either.
Yeah, it really is just a kind of a super tough thing with two really important pickups that were just kind of slightly one-offs or two-offs that Sloaters decided to skip. But talking about pickups that you don't normally go for, we've got a nice little glazer here on the side.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a desperation play from Sloaters. No one really wants to check this pickup if they don't have to. As you can see, pushing this rock is excruciatingly slow. And just for one... Oh gee, just for a little bit of XP this time. Yeah. This is... hard. And very... I think after an hour of this, the Sloaters is probably also a bit done by now. I know I would be. I wouldn't be sure where I've been where I haven't just kind of exhausted a little bit from trying to puzzle all of this out.
Yeah, it's tough. And with those two map stones he picked up in Blackroot, he's going to be able to put in his 5th here and shortly his 6th. So that could be something that's currently on his mind as well. But it really just comes down to at a point like this where there's just a bunch of isolated one-off pickups and just kind of trying to guess, well, which are the right ones to go for.
Yeah, definitely not an optimal situation to be in. We've had quite a few seeds like this, either that are very, very slow or locked by a skill or pickup somewhere in the world that the runners just have to search everywhere to find. And if you're lucky and find it like Grimelios did, then, well, that's good for you. But if not, then you deal with something like this, unfortunately. And Sloaters is still making a very good show of this. He's been methodically checking quite a lot of areas that he has more than one pickup left to check, and is now... No, he can't get up there, so he won't be able to get to the upper part of Valley from here, so won't be able to find Charge Jump here.
Yeah, this is... yeah, he's able to get that one short swim pickup. We'll see, he's gonna try to make something work. Let's see, he's definitely got a lot of health, and Ultra must be, deciding no, it's not probably possible. Let's hope he goes back to Valley, though. This is like his 5th or 6th visit to Valley, but we know there's still more.
Looking at his map, at the options he has, and still not going to the place we know he needs to. Come on, Sloaters, you can do it. Is he going for... Hasn't he checked everything on this side?
Yeah, besides the grenade lock pickups, I'm thinking of it. Oh, there was... Oh, looks like
there
he
you
did
go.
miss something there.
Health, that's always good, but maybe eventually he will reach a point where he says, okay, I have enough health to try the escape, but
just casually walk through the elemental room?
Yes, exactly, sure, why not? I don't know how... No, I think the elemental room is a pain, but I don't think it's even the worst part of all this. No, it probably is. No, they have glide. They can do the... He can do the final room without a problem. Yeah, no, he really does need that skill. I don't think it's a health thing for him.
Yeah.
Still going up the purple tree. Yes, almost there.
Getting so close. Yet deciding to check this one pickup here in the water, see if this is anything. Just another map stone. So that puts him up able to do up to map stone 7 at this point.
Thatch could, of course, be on a map stone. If
I
the
would
seed
not be
wanted to
surprised with this
really
seed.
brutal. No, he's done that one. Which hasn't he done? I think he's done most of the right side maps by now.
I think there's the one pickup above the enemy over here that splits, kind of up there. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah.
You could do it with a charge dash or rocket jump.
You can do it with double jump. Yeah, that's
true.
something. Health regen, also not what he's looking for. He did find Spirit Light efficiency, so getting the rest of the XP he needs for that sense is going to be a little easier. Although with this many level ups already under his belt, it's still very, very hard to get these levels with just XP you can gather alone.
Yeah. At this point, I think finding Grenade might be like the worst possible outcome, because that might lead him to, try to check all these grenade locked pickups.
Although he is going for Forlorn. Is he going for the escape and the grenade clue?
It could be. Also having Stomp, there's a couple other pickups on this right side you can get. I'm going to drop off his
another
map stones
map.
first.
Good. And yes, heading on. Oh my. We will get the second Forlorn escape today.
Yeah. Has to watch this little cutscene first, but other than that, you will be able to go over there and get the escape. It, of course, has a pickup on the escape itself, so that could be something useful. But other than that, it's going to be getting to the end to get that grenade clue like you alluded to.
Oh, and actually checking these Stomp Lock pickups as well. This is actually a good idea. If you're here anyway, you might as well check these. He did place a save, so if this is nothing, he can save scum them and simply pop back to underneath the escape and go do that.
Yeah. At this point, I think it's with a seed like this. There's no pickup that isn't worth checking. So, little cutscene there as the thing closes. Got to be careful with this laser. And this is still like none of this traversal is really that easy when you just have dash and double jump.
Of course, he has endless amounts of health by now and ultra defense, so nothing really hurts him anymore. He is going to go take a death in the insta-kill lasers and head over to the escape. So,
I
turn
feel
up
it.
your
Here's
music,
Ash.
everyone! Good music coming up.
What's going to be interesting if he does get this grenade clue is that pretty much tells him that grenade is a pickup that he can currently get, because a lot of the pickups in Blackroot are grenade locked, and I think he can get to all the ones that aren't grenade locked. So that would tell him that, yeah, you can get this now.
I mean, it has to be. Everything underneath is necessarily grenade locked. So he has, I believe, 2 pickups with the skill set he has that he hasn't done. He hasn't done the dash plant, and he hasn't done the XP. Oh no, he is only checking the escape itself and alt-Ring out, so he doesn't even want that clue. He really is on the lookout for the other 2 skills, not the grenade pickup. At least not yet worried that it might be grenade locked.
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe thinking that the grenade clue wouldn't really help him, because if grenade was in logic, then he'll just come across it, since there's not that many pickups he needs to get still that he hasn't gotten.
Yeah, is heading in the right direction. Of course, dash plant is not where it's at, but if he heads down and remembers there's something else he can do here, nope, is heading back. So no grenade for him, of course. probably not what he's looking for anyway. Go
Yeah, and
to
at this point, you
battle.
can see him just kind of checking his map, thinking like, what else is there? Oh, thought about Valley for a second?
Yes, please. Yes,
Yes.
that's good. Good. Right direction. You can do this. Go to the right, please. Take energy. Everyone,
See?
please. Floater's energy.
Yes. No.
Oh.
No, I don't think that was on purpose. I think he's going to, yeah.
No, he just remembered he's already checked that.
No!
No! Oh, no! He's checked all of these. He's going for the forlorn approach, I think. Oh, and this pickup here. Oh, this is... Yeah, without charge jump, I don't think you can stomp this.
Yeah, there might be a micro ledge there. I'm not sure, but either way, he's deciding, oh, that's not going to be it. And get a couple other pickups here, some experience, and like you mentioned, going down towards the kind of entry to Forlorn, see if there's anything here. There's only a couple pickups that he'll be able to get, but we'll see if it has anything.
Bash could be hiding here. We have seen that, yeah, as we mentioned earlier, this seed has been so open TP-wise that Bash could be anywhere.
Yeah, at this
Oh,
point,
and
it's seeming
he's
like...
trying to get to another map stone.
Oh.
Of course, he found another one and is trying to redirect this Baneling with Seaflame to get to that 7th map stone.
Yeah, this is definitely a very hard redirect, but he's going for it, and props to him for trying this one.
Nope, it's not gonna... Oh. Which maps has he done? What is he missing? He definitely hasn't done Sorrow. He could try doing that. That
Definitely
would be
not Horu,
easy.
but he can't reach that one yet, so I don't think that matters.
Yeah, he is eyeing Sorrow. I don't think he can get out from there.
There's also the upper half part of Sorrow that I don't think he's done a ton of checks on.
True. He hasn't done that either. Yeah, I think he's very lost. You don't look at this, and we are getting the message that Sloaters has forfeited from our race now. He will finish, well, kind of finish, with a time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 26 seconds. It looks like he's just searching the seed for fun for now, but for race purposes, he has finished.
Yeah, and totally understandable. This seed was just deciding to be as rude as possible, and yeah, there's just, at that point, it's just kind of brutal to keep trying to check one-off pickups just to find what's the one thing you're missing. So
looking for one or two specific things is, yeah, definitely a chore in a seed like this after already playing for a very, very long time.
yeah, so GG to Sloaters, and we'll see if, yeah, it looks like he's, oh yeah, it does look like he's kind of continuing to roam around the map a little bit.
I mean, at this point, it might be just a bit of grit saying, I want to find these things, even if it's not for the race setting, as such. I've definitely had that with other seeds as well, so I can understand the feeling of, no, I want to do this, that he might be feeling here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm still curious where Bash could have been in this seed. My only thought is that it was indeed somewhere very, very mean.
Yeah, we'll have to ask our seed generating tourney planners maybe in the aftermath. We have also gotten word that Sloaters does not want to come in for an interview. That is totally understandable. And he will just be playing around in this seed a little, just for his own enjoyment. And yeah, definitely no hard feelings or anything towards him there. This was a very, very difficult seed, and I can understand not. Oh, he has managed. Yes.
Yeah, this is awesome. Showing off a little air swim.
Wonderful. A very, very nice ending for this, I think.
Yeah, manage this in the final escape, and who needs verticality?
Is that possible?
No,
That
I don't think
would
so.
be hilarious. I mean, why not?
Yeah, maybe coming. Well, yeah, I don't know. I wonder how far he's planning to take this. Is he planning to go into Horu Fields with this?
Wow. I have never seen someone take this so far. I've only seen it like twice or something. This is so cool. I like this. GG Sloaters, this is good. You win for me. Winner of my heart. This is amazing.
Yeah, Ori is looking quite lovely, just swimming off into the distance.
And yes, is heading to horror by the looks of things. I do want to see this. This is... yes. I don't know if you can take this into the escape, if that might not just kill the...
I think at the door he might run into an issue, but before that, he's going to have... Oh, he already broke this wall? I must have missed that. Yeah, so...
Yeah, he headed into here before and realized that he might be having some trouble. Maybe he's just checking the pickups here.
I think that is exactly his goal, which is the best way to do this.
Oop, bit of damage. Don't get hit, very nice. And will he head into... He's heading towards horror. Don't get hit by anything. You don't have endless amounts of life. Ooh, this is getting a bit tight.
Oh,
no. Oh, he still has it. Wonderful. But I think he has... Yeah, that... Well, that was certainly a beautiful ending to this seed. I think we'll call it there. We have tomorrow on Saturday, we have 3 races coming up at 11 a.m. Wesper versus Terra on SpeedGaming 3 p.m. Liftoff versus J Halcyon. Of course, the loser of that will be facing Grimelios in the lower bracket. And at 6 p.m., Jamal versus Henry. The latter two, we don't know on which SpeedGaming channel they will be yet, so keep your eyes peeled for that. The commentators of the first one will, of course, let you know of that as well.
Yeah, for sure. So once again, a GG to Grim on that seed, and GG to Sloaters for because that was just a brutal seed, but made it fun and kept it fun the whole time. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, also thank you to Carafel and Lion, our 2 truckers. Thank you to Jamal, our restreamer. And thank you to you, Rufus, for commentating here with me.
Yeah, thanks to you as well for this. It's been awesome, and make sure to stay tuned tomorrow for those matches that Apple mentioned.
Bye!